What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Just Like Smith channel. I'm assuming that you're new here because this is a YZ video. I've not done many. You're wanting to see the 2022 Plus conversion kit from Polisport. I think I may be the first one in the US with this kit. So we've went ahead and tore the bike apart. Y'all don't need to see a video on how to tear the bike apart. So I've went ahead and done that ahead of time so we can jump right into it. So we're gonna go ahead and show you this kit. It does come with everything that you need, unless your box gets horribly damaged during shipping, and we're gonna attempt to try to fabricate a bracket that's missing. Anyway, I'm gonna pop up a picture on the screen right now. That bracket is missing from my kit, and I'm assuming that it's probably in one of the bags that's like similar to this, the Polisport bags or whatever. And it probably has all of the hardware that you need, because I wanna say on their Instagram comments, they commented back to someone and said that all of the hardware comes with the kit. My kit has no bracket and it has no hardware. So things that I've noticed so far is the gas tank. That's what I was mainly worried about. It seems to be a nice gas tank, so that's good. Again, like I said, the box was absolutely roached, so I'm assuming the bracket and the hardware fell out of the box somewhere in the middle of Slovakia and the United States. It went to like Belgium and Austria and everything, but it only took 6 business days, and that was delayed. It shipped out on a Monday and it arrived today, the following Monday. So with the delay, it's really not horrible. But anyway, here's the front number plate. This is the only other piece that's damaged, and it's not horrible. If you're putting front number plate graphics on there and side panel graphics on there, then it's not really a big deal. I'm kind of picky, but you know, if you put graphics on there, it would be fine, but still, you don't want to see brand new stuff that you paid for damaged. It is what it is. So you've got the side panels, front fender, rear fender, fork guards, airbox, gas tank, and seat. Now this seat actually looks a lot better in person than it did in the photos. It was very wrinkly looking in the photos, and of course, whenever you do bend this, there are some wrinkles that pop up. So I actually have a Guts Racing seat cover that I ordered for a 2024 Yz250 two-stroke. Let's see, over here on my junk parts, here it is. So right here, I have one that's for like a factory Yamaha seat. I'm gonna also include that in this video as well, whether the Guts seat cover will fit on the Polisport seat or not. I'm gonna say that it will. It looks like it will. But this seat is going to be very hard to do this area right here. Look how that is designed. But anyway, the bracket that we're missing that I showed you, it goes right here, and it's like some sort of brace, like a support beam. So I've got some steel stock here. I'm not worried about Scrub Designs or Polisport. I know that they'll send me the bracket. I just don't know when I'll get the bracket. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of welding, a little bit of fabricating, a little bit of cutting, a little bit of measuring, and we're going to build our own out of steel. And I'm gonna cut some little triangles and gusset all of the bends and whatnot to make sure that it's strong enough. But I do believe all it is a support, and it bolts to the subframe. It bolts to the subframe using these 2 holes right here. I do believe in that video that's what I seen. And I'm assuming the height and stuff, I'll be able to get some measurements on the height. I'm also missing some hardware on the airbox. It was supposed to come with like some clips that clip down in here, and those are not there because we have no hardware. One interesting thing for anybody with a 02 to 2005, it says to use only with Polisport's restyling kit, zip ties are needed to install the number plate. On the 02 to 05 models, use them to fasten the number plate below the 2 bottom fixation points. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not really a huge fan of zip tying plastic on a dirt bike, so that's kind of a downfall to this. If you have a 02 to 05, it looks like you're gonna be using some old handy dandy zip ties, and I don't like that. So my bike is a 2015. It's in really, really good shape. I'm super happy with the bike. I think I've got like 15 or 20 hours on it. And I ended up doing these like retro style graphics off of eBay on the factory plastics, and I had them match that. Scrub Designs absolutely killed it. The graphics are installed so beautifully. Look at this. Like all of the corners, there's no bubbles. I mean, I thought I was decent at putting graphics on, but I can't put graphics on worth a crap compared to Scrub Designs. Those look so good. I also bought some 2024 white side panels and white front number plate. I don't know. I know the front number plate's going to work. I don't know if the side panels are going to work because it said that it may be specific. I don't know if it will accept factory side panels, but I do have white side panels because I kind of like the retro, like old school look. And my bike has silver wheels, so I feel like the white and the blue just is a super timeless look, so I really like that. All right, so to sum this up, it took 6 business days to get here from Slovakia for anyone wondering who may order from Scrub Designs or any Polisport dealer that's overseas, because I want to say they said it's going to be like a couple months before this is available to United States like distributors or dealers. So if you want it and you don't want to have to wait a couple of months, you can get it in 6 business days from Scrub Designs. Let's go ahead and start installing all this. We've got to swap over all of the hardware on the gas tank. I'm pretty sure that that just takes all the factory hardware. And I'm going to find some of those clips for the airbox to actually install the rear fender, I believe. We should be able to reuse all of like the factory plastic and fasteners and all that stuff. My bike wasn't missing any hardware and it had all the factory hardware. So we should be good there, I hope. I don't know if any of these like oval and circle pieces are different on here, but we're about to find out. So get ready to watch this thing turn into a 2024. Try not to bore you guys with like a humongously long edit. So after I get like each chunk of the conversion done, I'm just going to check in and let you know what I figured out and how it went. Okay, we've got the gas tank on, and the only thing that I'm not a huge fan of is the fuel line. I did have the Electron fuel line, which I was a huge fan of. It's a little bit more pliable, I guess is the word. This is like stiff, and it had to be longer. So it's probably about an inch or 2 longer, because it was sticking like way out here past the frame and I didn't like it. But now whenever I slide it on, I'm just not happy with the fitment of the fuel line, but that's not a big deal. The petcock went on super easy. Everything seemed to line up just like factory. And then the brackets that actually bolt to the gas tank, I just removed all of the bracketry off of the factory gas tank. And then it reuses the factory fuel cap. So that went on there, no problemo. And I can actually tell like how much thinner it is already, like just by the gas tank. So much thinner looking. We have the front fender and the front number plate on. Like I said, the only damage from shipping is this white. And then I also done this, just literally wrapping this around. So I just want to let y'all know that if you just literally just bend this ever so slightly, anywhere, it turns white. And that's a big disadvantage. I definitely did not notice that with the factory OEM plastic. I've noticed it a little bit with the Acerbis or Acerbis or however you say it plastic, but definitely not as bad as this. This stuff is like paper thin. One cool thing about the bottom down here is if you can see right there, I believe is if you have a different year model with the different triple clamps, it will, like you just drill those holes out. So they kind of already like pre-marked for what holes you drill and where at for like the older year models. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm really happy with the way that the radiator shrouds all lined up, like as far as the holes and stuff goes. The only thing that I'm not happy with is the fitment of the radiator shrouds on the gas tank. So yes, this will tighten up a little bit whenever I bolt these 2 bolts down. I was able to use all of the factory hardware, but the factory radiator shrouds only bolt on with 3 bolts. These bolt on with 4. So I'm gonna have to source 2 little like the oval washer things or circle washers, and then 2 bolts, which I've got a bolt kit over there, so that's not a problem. But these right here, they have some gap, and I'm not sure if that will kind of suck in just riding it, or if that's just constantly gonna like kind of move like that. I know it's something small, but I'm just trying to show you guys everything. That doesn't squish as good to the fuel tank as I'd like. And the reason I tell you that is because this plastic is just thin. Like, it's just thin. This plastic is very thin. That's what I've noticed with the front number plate, the front fender, and the radiator shrouds. They're just the plastic thickness is just thin. It does make the bike look slimmer for sure compared to the old style. It like used to, I feel like it used to come out like right here. So it definitely curved that in quite a bit. Oh my gosh, guys, I had to just stop and take a break. I don't know if I just now talked about the radiator shrouds, but the air box, I just now got it installed. Look how freaking good this looks with the silver wheels. I think I'm gonna throw on the white front number plate and side panels if they work, because I feel like it's begging for some more white since I didn't put on the black fork guards, because I don't feel like black fork guards would look right. I'm gonna throw on the white front number plate for sure. And then if I end up having to order like a specific Polisport white side panels, like if the a Chirby's or a Cerbis or whatever, if that doesn't work, but holy cow, guys, imagine that with the seat and everything. Almost there, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the airbox. So it was pretty simple, pretty easy. It did come with the hardware. There's like some little washer spacers that go under these bolts, but these are just the factory bolts. All that we have left is figuring out these clips right here. This is what I was saying with the airbox. There's some clips that slide down in there. And here's our first issue. I don't know if this wasn't cut from the factory or something, but like the rear fender's on there correctly because it's all straight and nice, and this hole lines up perfectly. It's got like the channel where this sits in, like a blind threaded piece that goes through the backside. But this is not cut out at all. This blue plastic right here will have to be cut out. There's like a, I don't know if that's picking up on camera, but there's like a cut line. Oh, it says cut this area for Yz250. So it must be the silencer is different. So it literally says cut this area for Yz250. All right, so right here, cut this area for Yz250. So I literally just cut it with a razor blade. It doesn't look bad or anything. And boom. Okay, so update. The Chirby's factory side panels, they do bolt up because here's the Polisport one. And right here is pretty much like your gap with the airbox and stuff. And it mates to this front plastic. And that looks good, okay? The rear one, once I put that clip in there and bolt that down, then clip in that hole and bolt that down, this one bolts up as well. So there's supposed to be like a support brace right here, and then it will bolt in that hole and that hole, and I'm gonna try to actually fabricate and build my own. All right, so me and Rhett, we're just now measuring for the gut seat cover, and the hole is 2 inches. So this is kind of what I was worried about. So from like back here to the center of this hole is 2 inches, and that's where the seat bolt goes down through, and then it goes into the rear fender. But I've got the bike completely together except for building that support bracket. I'm still gonna do that. But look how good it looks, guys. I just now rode it up the road, and for anyone wondering about like the newer body style, I know everyone says in like the review videos and stuff that it feels thinner. They are not lying. Holy cow, this bike feels so much thinner and like more nimble. And it's not necessarily like the entire bike, but it kind of is. It's from like right here all the way into right here, like for normal riding, feels just like so thin. And then even like whenever you're gonna throw your leg up here for cornering, it feels so much thinner with this new body style. Here, Rhett, set that down. What are you doing? Do you like the new plastic? Does it look good? Okay, Rhett says that it looks good, so. Let's show them the bike first. Can we show them the bike on the video? We've got to show them the bike and then we'll play. But anyway, it feels so much more nimble, and like the gas tank, so much smaller up here. So you can see more of the frame. You can see more of your top end. Like used to, you could not see like the motor mount. And now you can see the motor mounts, which I have carbon fiber motor mounts. And they actually did make a difference. So it's pretty cool that you can see those now. And then whenever we get an aftermarket head, you'll be able to see the aftermarket head a little bit better, because the gas tank, it just exposes so much more. You can see where this is kind of dirty from where I didn't, like I used to not be able to wash on top of the head, and now I can. There's definitely some pros to this setup. Anyway, I'm gonna attempt to pull this seat cover now. It does have some lines in it, like from the factory. Like if you're not gonna adjust this and the lines bother you, you would need to take a couple staples out just right here in the center and tighten this seat cover right in the center, because it looks perfect whenever you get out of the box, but it curves. Oh shit. Rhett, honey. I thought that thing was dead. Apparently not. Alright, so anyway, we're going to play around a little bit, and I'm going to try to throw that seat cover on for you guys. We're going to find out if a gut seat cover for a 2024 Yz250 will fit on this seat. So I had to remove the factory seat cover off of the Polisport seat, and like the plastic piece is like epoxied or super glued in there. Like it doesn't just pop in and out like the factory Yamaha seat does, I believe. And I actually have the seat cover on, but there's currently a wood clamp, I'll show you here in a second, holding like the bolt cover piece. So I mixed up some 5-minute epoxy, just some 5-minute JB Weld clear epoxy, and I'm gonna try that. Will that thing pop out and I'll never be able to get another one and probably have to buy a factory Yamaha seat and just hope that it works with the Polisport kit? Possibly that could happen. I've never put a seat cover on so good, and it was such a hard seat cover to put on. There's not a wrinkle one in this thing. It is tight. But anyway, this is the wood glue, or not wood glue, the wood clamp. And it's holding that piece, which is currently drying, in some 5-minute epoxy. So that's just a gut seat cover for a 2024 Yz250. There you have it, boys and girls. It is on a Polisport seat. Anyway, guys, I hope that you all enjoyed the video. I'm going to throw up some photos of this thing so y'all can look at it. Always remember, everybody starts out as nobody, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.